Back at the Tualatin Hills Rec Center, and it's time now for the U17 Boys Championship. Oregon Premier and Westside Metros. Happy to have you along with us here on Oregon Sports Beat. I'm Chris Clayton with Tony Vandermeer. We're happy to have you along with us for this championship matchup. These teams, Oregon Premier and Westside Metros, Tony, are familiar with one another. These teams have already played twice throughout the season, and it was a couple of one-sided victories in favor of Oregon Premier. So for the Metros in this one, it's kind of an upset underdog mentality here today.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how each team sets up, since they do know each other fairly well, having played those two games together. And I'm really interested to see how Westside Metro, having been beaten soundly twice, what kind of an approach they're going to take. Coaches before the game were saying that Westside Metros used to having to set up in the lower block and try to catch them on the counter. So we'll see how this starts today.
Yeah, Westside Metros led by head coach Bianca Sabalos, and Oregon Premier led by Alex Hockburn. There's a lot of talent out on the fields here today between these two teams, as we've seen all day. This is our third of 4 games here in this Oregon Youth Soccer Association State Cup.
Yeah, the game that just finished a few minutes ago, featuring the OPFC u17 team, they came up just a bit short against PDX United, but that was an exciting match as well. Yes. The goal scored right at the end.
2-0 and 2-1 the finals of the course of the 2 games here today. We're hoping for another close one. And we are underway here. Just getting going at 2:34 p.m. for this one. And it is Westside Metros in those red kits. Oregon Premier coming out in the white tops with black shorts and white socks. And a throw in here for Westside Metros. This is a Westside team that rumbles into this game, wins 3-1 over FC Portland and 3-0 over Hillsboro Rush.
Interesting to note at the start, Westside Metro hit a long ball, battled for that second ball that came down, and it's trying to press them a little bit higher at the very start.
The starting keeper in this one for Oregon Premier, Fox Mason, the team captain. He's just a sophomore at Jesuit. He's going to have his hands full today against a talented Westside Metros club. Some patience from Oregon Premier, playing it, building from the back, and that's what this Oregon Premier team takes pride in. They like to try and build from the back. The Westside Metros will come back with possession. How do you counter that defensively if you're Westside Metros against a team like Oregon Premier who likes to build from the back?
Well, yeah, you kind of choose your poison, to be honest, and try maybe sit in the lower block with a solid 2 lines of 4. And Westside Metro is set up in a 4-4-2. So that's one way, is to just try to hit them on the counterattack. And I think what Westside Metro is going to start today, as they were found offsides already, is they're going to go ahead and try to put the ball in OPFC's back third and defend them down there, and try to get a transition higher up the field. And then secondly, if you feel like you're technical enough, just try to keep the ball yourself.
And just on that play there, it was Aaron O'Byrne who was able to get possession for Westside Metros, but not able to get a clean shot on. As you said, they were found to be offside. So early on, we're seeing Westside maintain possession pretty well in this game, especially in the middle third. Again, these teams playing twice this year, 5-1 and 5-0 victories for OPFC. So a chance of the State Cup Finals, it's some redemption. The shot dangerous, deflected inside and controlled by the keeper, Mason. That was Giovanni Rano Aguilera, who had a rocket of a shot into traffic there.
A great opportunity for Westside Metro. See if they're able to sustain this kind of a pressure, but a great start for them.
Yeah, this pressure paying off as they have it in the final third, just on the left side, looking for a cross in with possession. Cole Affolter. Well, Falter, a big player to watch. He's the leading scorer this year for Westside. A throw in to OPFC though. Just over 3 minutes into this game. Westside's pressure paying off again as they'll get a throw in. Got to track down the ball there outside the field of play underneath the bleachers. Tight ball down the sideline, working for possession. It's Leon Liu, but well defended by Oregon Premier. The starting 11 for Westside. The goalie is Mason Schinderly, the sophomore. Nicholas Lozano, Gail Hernandez-Garcia, Metolius Halloran Steiner, Oliver White, the backline defensively. In the middle, they've got Zahid Valdivia Munez, Thomas Taylor, Aguilera, Aaron O'Byrne, Cola Falter, and Leon Liu. Again, that's the 11 for Metros.
Chris, and what's interesting about this Westside roster, looking at that, is that they're coming from 3 or 4 different places. Some come over from Tillamook, but also a number of different high schools represented from the metro area. So that's kind of the fun things about club soccer is kids are coming from all different neighborhoods. But I thought that was really unique to have kids from Mac, Greenville, and Tillamook onto their roster.
Yeah, and talking with Bianca Collins, or Bianca Sabalos, excuse me, the head coach for Westside this week, she pointed out that this is a team that still has great camaraderie. Players from all over the place, as you pointed out, around the state, and they have been able to bond and play together as a true team would. And it's helped guide them all the way to this State Cup Final matchup with Oregon Premier. As we are just over 5 minutes in to this U17 State Cup Final. Pushing forward, this is OPFC. Down to the near side to the foot of Wesley Watts. Watts, a junior, Lake Ridge High School. Battling towards the end line, it goes out of play, and a goal kick for Mason Schinderly, the keeper in Westside.
The OPFC, or Oregon Premier's roster, come in, and they've been together for a few different years. Coach said that they got to the final the last 2 years, and looking forward to getting over the hump this year. But haven't played together that long. They certainly know each other. The counterattack they just showed up was really crisp, the way that they played out of their own back so neatly.
It's an Oregon Premier team with a starting 11 as full, starting with the keeper Fox Mason, again the team captain, despite the fact that he's just a high school sophomore at Jesuit. Defensively, they've got Darby Geller at left back, along with Håkan Retzloff in the back line defensively. Enzo Morse is part of the midfield. Leo Novak, a center back for this team defensively. Alex Westbury, a striker from Crescent Valley High School. He drives up from Corvallis 4 times a week to be with this Oregon Premier team. And here's an attack by Westside, right-footed shot into the grasp of Mason. He's able to make this save, but another strong attack. Westside challenging, is getting downhill that time with an opportunity was Leon Liu. Rounding out their starters, Kean Stone, the right back for Jesuit. Hudson Waddle. Kellick Heslin, again Wesley Watts, and Vance Sheffield. It's the starting 11 for OPFC. Ball forward, and a dangerous one at that. The flag was up anyway. But it feels like Tony, Westside, their pressure is really paying off so far.
Yeah, I'm not so sure if it's taken OPFC by surprise, but they have had some success winning the ball off of OPFC, and it'll be interesting to see. To be honest, I think OPFC, when they get deeper into the game and they get themselves settled down, they'll be a little cleaner on the ball. The ball that was just played got in front of his winger and went out for a throw-in.
Well, they're on a turf field here, but the sudden change in conditions, we'll see how this might affect the game as the rain is starting to pour down here in Tualatin, Oregon. OPFC goes all the way back to Mason. Kind of in the forecast, expected to have rain off and on. It's dispossessed, clicked over, and just wide of the net. What an opportunity. Not able to finish was Thomas Taylor. Second on the team in goals this year. Nearly came up with a huge goal early on.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not completely happy with himself on that. He worked hard to pressure the ball off. It's cheaply given, to be honest, but I think most times he'd consider that should have been in the back of the net.
How do you think this rain might affect things, if at all?
Well, with this nice field like this, my hunch is it has very little effect. I think the field's as wet as it's going to be in terms of the ball skipping. And I just don't think these kids are so used to training and playing in the rain at this point. I'm not so sure it's going to have too much effect at all.
Yeah, you're a high-level soccer player in Oregon. You better be used to the rain.
Absolutely.
Chris Clayton here with Tony Vandermeer. You have been coaching all over the state. I'm sure a lot of people tuning in are familiar with your name. You're very active and known in the soccer community. Yeah, I've been around for a minute, but it has been a fun time. I have to admit, though, the quality of the play here, and this game's going to settle down. It's probably not as clean as these guys would want it at this point, but the quality of play and the quality of coaching at these levels with these top clubs is as high as it's ever been, and it's really a blast to watch this kind of soccer. See if OPFC can kind of settle in a little bit. Again, the expectation is that on paper, this Oregon Premier team is certainly the favorite. I mean, I think they've earned that right with wins 5-1 and 5-0 this year over Westside. Not only that, as you're talking about their starting roster and the schools they come from, so at the high school level, I think most of them have had a chance to be on a trophy-winning club already in the last year or two. So they're used to that kind of success, and they're used to winning hardware. Enzo Morse was trying to track down that ball near the sideline there, for example, for OPFC. He was part of the Lake Ridge State Championship team this past fall. Loaded roster for OPFC, led by head coach Alex Hochburn. There's a whistle, and that's a foul tagged against Waddle. Possession goes once again back to Westside. Take this free kick from the halfway line. So you can see the one thing that Westside Metro is admitting is they're really not going to try to play too much out of the back. So try to send that ball directly deep into the box and then go battle for the second ball, the knockdown. And they're in good defensive shape to do so, which means when they don't get the knockdown like just now happened, they're in position to press, and they're attacking half of the field. So a direct approach early on for Westside, and another OPFC mistake. That one sent over the sideline. Westside will throw it in from the final third. They quickly launch it towards the 18. It's at the feet of a Falter. Muniz goes all the way across. He'll send it in. Knocked off the head of Lou, but to the feet of OPFC. Now there's a direct ball forward by Oregon Premier. Again, Westside comes away with it. Well done by Valdivia Muniz. Now it's all the way forward for a Falter, the team's leading scorer with 28 goals this year. He goes over to Taylor, who had a great shot earlier. Wasn't able to finish. Headed back in the 18. That ball goes all the way to Mason, who's had a very busy day so far. Coming up on 13 minutes into this first half. So there's a obviously State Cup championship on the line here, and also qualifications into regionals at stake as well. Now, Tony, as we have hammered down and figured out here, Oregon Premier, their elite play this season has solidified their qualification into not just regionals but also nationals. But for Westside, there's a lot at stake here trying to make it to regionals.
Yeah, absolutely. A trip to Hawaii, where the Region 4 regional play is going to be this year.
Yeah.
And I think at the start of the winter, when this Westside Metro team just came together, because this is their first year, I think, together as a group, this collection of players, I'm not so sure they imagined they'd be in the final here, but now that they are, they're playing for a trip to Hawaii.
Yeah, they merged age group and brought together all the talent within their program for this age group, and it has certainly paid off for this team. Ball down the sideline, looking to find some room. That's Watts trying to work it through traffic, and it's taken away. The team defense there of Westside swarming to the ball. Now they go long all the way ahead to a falter. Knocked away by Novak. Well defended by OPFC.
Yeah, OPFC center too. They're solid. You can tell they played together probably for years, and making it a challenge for Afaltor to get possession. But then what's lacking is a transition and the ability to keep the ball in midfield. OPFC has given away a few times pretty cheaply, so we'll see again if they get into the game and get the rhythm down.
Yeah, Falter, big player to watch in this one. 28 goals on the season. Played at Tillamook High School. Still playing there, obviously. He's first team all-league selection there. He'll go into his senior season in the fall. Just an example of the players from all the varied locations on this Westside team, including Tillamook over near the coast. There's OPFC looking to build with Morse. Down to the near side to Watts. Watts putting on the move to his right foot, launches, and that's wide. Wesley Watts dangerous with the ball, not able to finish that time.
He did well for himself, making space to get that shot off and not shy about it. That bodes well for him and OPFC.
Yeah, Watts is a dangerous winger. Head coach Alex Hochburn saying he is the fastest player on the team. We saw a glimpse into his quickness on that play, freeing up some space for himself. Less than 30 to go in this first half. There's a whistle and a foul is tagged against Westside. So OPFC will have a free kick over the halfway line.
So now that the referee blew that foul, which I think was a reasonable call, I'm thinking that's maybe the first foul of the game.
Yeah, maybe the second, but there have not been a lot of whistles. High, long ball arcing into the box, headed, and it will bleed towards the end line. And a goal kick for Westside. That bopped off the head of Westbury. Alex Westbury, a dangerous striker, as he had a hat trick earlier this year for this OPFC team. About 28 minutes to go in this first half. It's OPFC starting to settle in a bit. Ooh, big play there. And there's a whistle and a foul. It's an OPFC player that leapt in the air for it and went crashing down on the top of a Westside player. And that is Morse. He's okay. It's Enzo Morse. Another player from that state championship Lake Ridge team. Novak. His pass a little off target and into the Westside bench. Bianca Sabalos clapping her hands over there as her team takes over again. Ball forward for a falter. Here's where he's dangerous. On the 18, takes the shot, knocked away. Defended well by Hesselin, but a corner for Westside.
Yeah, having spoken with both coaches before the game, I think Westside Metro's approach is taken OPFC by surprise a little bit, that they haven't had a chance to keep the ball cleanly and build slowly and solidly out of the back. And Westside Metro's gotten a couple good chances.
And they've got another good one here. The corner will be taken by Oliver White, the right back. Lobs it in. Knocked off the head of Geller. And OPFC will take over possession. Trying to put on a move. It's taken away from Sheffield. Taylor trying to slip by, well defended by Watts. And a throw in for Oregon Premier.
Yeah, Watts is having a good start to this game. A bit ago when he made some space for himself to get a shot out, it didn't quite get on frame, but he's also winning his share of the battles out here on this left side.
Yeah, he's all over the fields. The battle, and here goes Westside Metros. They were able to come away with it there with Aaron O'Byrne. Working in the final third, but cleared away again by OPFC. Well, Westside Metro's sticking with this game plan and strategy coming in. They've been consistent. They are letting it fly on those direct kicks over the top. Quickly launching towards a falter. Knocked back. Westside still with it. It's Westside Metros in those red kits and Oregon Premier in white. OPFC coming up short in this State Cup Final the last couple of years. They've had a lot of success as a team. They play in 3 leagues, the OYSA, E64, and ECNL-RL. They're currently in first place in the E64 league. But they were hungry to try and get this Oregon Youth Soccer Association State Cup Final as well. There's a sub in for OPFC. They will bring on Jahan Subzalian, Subzalian from South Eugene. He drives up from Eugene 4 to 5 times a week to be part of this team. Subzalian will come into the game to provide a spark for this OPFC team, and that's part of what is so dangerous about Oregon Premier is how deep they are. A lot of talent all up and down this roster. Subzalian, who just checked in. Ball at his feet. Able to thread it forward. And still throw in for Oregon Premier.
So it does feel like as OPFC is seeing a little bit more of the ball, that they're trying to figure out best point of attack that they want to take. And they've had success bringing the ball out wide, both left and right side.
They tried to do it again right there, Tony, but too much on it and over the inline. A goal kick for Westside.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think that's the challenge at any level. How are you going to connect your midfield to your target players and play off of them or play with them, play through them?
Both teams trying to find some rhythm and create some big scoring opportunities. And a really good shot opportunity earlier from Wesley Watts in OPFC. As that ball goes all the way into the grasp of Fox Mason. But few opportunities for Westside as well, including a Thomas Taylor chip over the top earlier with a really good opportunity with a semi-open net, just couldn't quite finish. So both these teams just a couple feet away from finding the net and having a 1-0 lead. Westbury on the right side battling, that goes out of play. A whistle and a foul called against Oregon Premier as he was battling and collided from behind there with Garcia.
There's been a few moments where both sides have had clear possession in the middle third of the field and had that chance to try to build out of that. And I've noticed Westside Metro 2 times in a row, they're just trying to play real quickly around the back line on a diagonal ball and just mishit it, and the last one went straight to the goalkeeper. But it does seem like they do want to get the ball played quickly, as quickly as possible through midfield onto one of their top 2 forwards.
And they've been, the players have been so consistent about executing that idea and that game plan. They've been very consistent for the first about 23 minutes on that. No let up from Westside, keeping their foot on the gas. You can see the composure of this OPFC team. The ball's at their feet, so confident, so comfortable.
Yeah, now they're knocking the ball around the way they probably used to.
Yeah, look at those movement here. They get it forward, crosses in, cleared away. It's a nice pass inside by Westbury, but nobody there on the receiving end. Well done to the back line defensively by Westside. Played all the way back to Geller. Cleared away again. Trying to get free. That was Waddle. Here's an opportunity. Sheffield with a series of moves. His shot saved on a diving play by Schinderly.
Nice play start to finish in terms of getting the ball played into his feet and making himself space to get a knock-on frame, and then keeper did well to get down on that.
It was well done, really, by both sides. As you said, a clean shot by Sheffield, but Schinderly able to quickly react and make a play on it. There's a falter, trying to pass to his left, deflected away. Down for Halloran Steiner. Actually, that's Leon Liu. Is it a corner? It is. Corner for Westside. Off the tackle by Geller. And then it'll be White who will send in the corner. Great opportunity here for a dangerous set piece on this with about 18 minutes to go in this first half. Headed up and over. Did get ahead on it, but just didn't have the finish they quite wanted. It was Rano Aguilera who came flying in there, trying to head it in and finish it off. Aguilera, part of the International School of Beaverton. 7 goals this year for Westside. Would have been a huge time for number 8 here in the State Cup Final against OPFC. Down to Geller. Got some space to operate. Plays it down to Watts in the corner. Watts to his right. Nice move through traffic. Crosses in. Cleared away. Here's Waddle. Hesitates, left-footed strike, knocked away. Well defended. That was Garcia.
It really is enjoyable watching both teams organized. Both their offensive and defensive shape seems real solid. That's the first moment where I feel like there's maybe a little panic defending that Westside Metro had to resort to. and when one kid did dive in pretty recklessly, but still, their shape was solid, and his teammate got the block in there.
And it was part of what you talked about earlier, is the success Oregon Premier's finding attacking wide, up the sides, and they were able to eventually get it to a dangerous area just outside the box in the middle. Will be a sub in for Westside the next opportunity, as Chris Fang will come in to the game. Fang is sophomore at Westview High School, a couple goals on the year. He came in for Taylor, so Taylor will get a rest with about 15 minutes to go. A little more than that here in this first half. Playing it forward for this sprinting Retzloff. And he was not able to track it down. So a goal kick again for Westside.
So I do like Westside, OPFC's approach that if they can get a quick counter and play the ball quickly, they're doing so. They have not had a clean, successful pass, but they're also able to slow the ball down and play for possession, primarily through Waddle. They got a dual pivot, and Waddle's starting to put his mark on the game.
Waddle, a captain from Crescent Valley High School, where he's a junior. Big part of his OPFC turning things around. Fang trying to play it down the side. And a whistle. Fang was sent to the turf and drew a foul. So free kick opportunity near the sideline for Westside Metros. Again, this Westside team with wins 3-1 over FC Portland, 3-0 over Hillsborough Rush. Looking for their first win of the year over OPFC. Throw in for Oregon Premier. Still that intense high pressure from Westside. Quickly trying to launch it in. It's headed back. This is White putting on the moves. Forward for Lou. Now White again. Going back to Aguilera. Now Fang. Well defended. Here goes Geller and OPFC, but only momentarily. There is Waddle getting possession, trying to kind of calm things down and get OPFC with the ball at their feet.
Yeah, he's doing well, and his partner in that double pivot, the two of them are starting to get the game under control for OPFC.
And here goes Retzloff going forward for Sheffield, and he drew a whistle. Retzloff was sent to the turf. Hawken Retzloff, the Westland High School junior, described by this team as the assist specialist, taking the contact there. And this is a real dangerous spot in the final third for a free kick. And a sub coming in, Xander Morris. He's a spark plug for this team. Coming off the bench, had a hat trick earlier this year. Westland High School sophomore will come in for Retzloff. Sends it in. There's a head. It's in the air. Headed again. Pinballing around, cleared away by Westside. A very dangerous ball off a few heads there, Tony.
Yeah, Westside was able to, or excuse me, OPFC was able to send their 2 center backs, and they do have quite a bit more height, it seems like, compared to Westside Metro.
Yeah, Sheffield had another shot there. Didn't quite get the stop on the ball that he wanted, trying to get it at his feet, but it goes right to Schinderly. And it's a good point. That height advantage could be a factor here as this game moves on both ends of the pitch. Uh-oh, it's turned over. It's at the feet of Wesley Watts. Watts goes to his right, crosses in, deflected away. Well defended by Oliver White. Trying to get it all the way forward to Fulter. Darby Geller battling for possession on the side. And OPFC throw-in. Morris.
That was an aggressive but
yes.
effective tackle.
Yes.
Won the ball off cleanly.
It was Aguilera on the tackle there. Nice move. Creating some space. That's Sarp Erdem. Erdem, one of the team's leading scorers. So much depth for OPFC.
As a kind of a signal or a symbol that OPFC is starting to have more run of the play, is the times that Westside Metro have had to leave their feet in tackles in terms of trying to destroy the attack that OPFC is bringing in. And again, they're bringing it in from both the left and right hand side, which makes it awful tough on the center backs for Westside Metro.
See if Westside Metro can hold strong here against this OPFC team that's starting to find its rhythm and get more and more opportunities. The first 20 minutes or so certainly felt like it favored Westside, but it shifted Oregon Premier's way with less than 10 to go now in this first half. Here's Morris. And the box just past the feet of Sheffield. And a goal kick again for Westside.
That's the kind of ball that I think Westside Metro was trying to play earlier in the game. And to me, it's a signal of some of the sophistication, playing that ball behind the center backs and letting their forward have a chance to run onto the ball. Didn't miss by too much.
Watts gets the throw in for Oregon Premier. Play back to Erdem. Watts again. Quick hesitation move. This time a throw in for Westside. It's well defended over there by Nick Lozano, the left back for the Metros. It's about 8 minutes to go now. This scoreless game, the U17 boys, Oregon Youth Soccer Association State Cup Final.
Chris, I was talking about how Oregon Premier FC has been attacking both on the left and right side and showing some diversity, but a little slow on the uptake on my part. They moved Watts from the left to the right side, and they're just trying to find Watts into the battles that he can be successful with.
Yeah, Watts is one of those guys you try and plug in as a piece, different areas on the field. He is so good with the ball at his feet. Got to find a way to free him up. That's what Alex Hochburn and OPFC are trying to do. Now to Sheffield. Back for Watts again. And he gets a corner for Oregon Premier. Well, here's where something you brought up. It's a clear height advantage for OPFC. Do you think that's something they try and take advantage of here? See what kind of piece Oregon Premier runs. They've got these group of 4 players clustered near the back of the box. Actually, make it 5.
Looks like Westside Metro's got 2 players trying to match up with maybe 2 individual players, and the rest are marking zones.
Crossed in. Sheffield wide on the header. That's what they wanted, though. That's exactly how they drew it up. But Sheffield just not able to get it precisely where he wanted. There's a whistle and a foul called. That's against OPFC. Well, it feels like the tide has kind of shifted OPFC's way. How does Westside Metros get back some more possession here?
Well, I think this late in the first half, I think they just need to stay focused on their defensive shape. And in any kind of a counterattack, they're probably just going to want to send their 2 top players up front. Try to send them, try to get them a ball that's on the ground rather than in the air, because the OPFC center backs are cleaning all of that up. If there's just a way for them to play maybe into the corner and get possession. Let's take a little bit of pressure off their own back 4.
Battle on the sideline for it with 5 minutes to go in this first half. Faults are coming out of a pack with it, and he is able to get a throw in for Westside. It's Oliver White to handle the throw in. Down to Lou. Crosses in. High in the air. Watts knocks it away. Now it's Erdem. Westside back with possession. Now they played forward again. Nice move by O'Byrne. Forward for a falter. Collision there, a play on. Waddle plays it out wide. This is Watts with it. And here's where he's dangerous, battling through. Erdem trying to get it back out to Watts, not on the same page. Possession back to Westside as that one goes over the sideline.
I'm noting on both sides, both colored teams out here, the 1v1 defending all over the field is really pretty solid, pretty clean, and I think, for my take so far, OPSC's got the ability to play the ball quickly off their feet and then play for possession behind the 1v1 battles to try to get some of that attack that they have been successful with out wide.
Yeah, we talked about, maybe not the cleanest football you'll ever see out here today so far. A lot of that has been the terrific defending by these 2 teams.
Absolutely. We do see Oregon Premier getting a little bit more control. And as soon as I say that, they're giving the ball away a bit too cheaply.
Uh-oh, here goes a falter, cleared away. Stepping up, well defended. That was the defense of Leo Novak, the center back from Riverdale High School. His coaching staff said he is such a steady center back for them. He's been a starter for years. A falter in the box, trying to find some space. Aguilera sneaks in. Battling. Defenders closing in on him. And a Westside throw-in. There's less than 2 minutes to go in this first half. Sheffield trying to get after it. Tracking it down. Halloran Steiner off to Schinderly. And there's the ever-calming presence of Waddle getting possession and setting something up for this team. Morris. Well defended again. That's Aaron O'Byrne, who's had a strong day so far, creating some really good opportunities for Westside. Again, that's Novak, and then a 50-50 play near the sideline, possession to OPFC.
It will be interesting as we're near halftime to see what kind of adjustments both coaches make in terms of tactical approach. Then also as we get deeper in the second half, the fitness level sometimes we'll see how that's going to impact the play.
You got to think that the depth factor favors OPFC with their roster with these Westside starters holding strong outside of a couple subs. About 30 seconds to go in the half. That long ball over the top just sails over the head of Zabzalian. OPFC quickly looking for more as the seconds tick down. The left-footed shot handled by Schinderly. And there's about 10 seconds to go, by my clock at least, here in this first half. O'Byrne to his left foot, now out wide. Right-footed shot knocked back. Well defended there by Kean Stone, Jesuit High School sophomore.
That's a nice ball to be playing through the midfield on Westside Metro's part. But then it was blocked well by OPFC. Solid game, well organized, both teams. See how this thing unfolds in the second half in terms of maybe a few more chances on frame for both sides.
This is the boys U17 State Cup Final. We'll be hearing from the Oregon Youth Soccer Association Executive Director Simon Date at the halftime of our next game, final State Cup Final of the day. It will start at 5 p.m.
There's quite a bit of excitement out here. It was a pretty rainy day with all these different fields and state championship, state finals being played. It's a great commercial, I think, great advertisement for Oregon Youth Soccer and what the association's doing.
Yeah, so it's a showcase event here for the OYSA. Got a great crowd on hand, got great banners and tents, and just a well-run professional event here. Really cool picture area for these teams to get photos of their medals and trophies. And a great crowd on hand for all these games going on here at the Tualatin Hills Rec Center. Sheffield into the 18. Plays it out back to Waddle. He'll launch it in with the right foot. Trying to get it down towards Zabzalian. Zabzalian looking for some space. This is Geller to Morris, and was he over the sideline? He was. Possession to Westside, but it's halftime. About a 48 minutes first half there comes to a close, and it's a scoreless match so far. You gotta think Westside Metro's feeling good about where they're at. I mean, they lost 5-0 and 5-1 to OPFC earlier this year, but they're through 48 minutes and they've played well. Absolutely,
and early on when they had a couple of chances to score and when they were being successful pressing high, that's got to give some confidence. One of the things I fear, to be honest, is that this game's going to come down to a mistake. That's something when one bad touch or poor play is going to play somebody in. And that's how Westside Metro actually had a great chance, their top chance to score early in the first half. OPFC right back played it straight to the forward for Westside Metro. And I'm thinking that player was going to wish he would have had a chance to finish that and put even more pressure on OPFC, as they probably came into this match pretty confident that they were going to have their fun today at Westside's expense.
Yeah, so give credit to Westside Metros, the way they've come out and going toe-to-toe, and OPFC, give them credit too. They maybe had a little bit of a lethargic start for their standards, but they did eventually lock in and create some chances. So Alex Hawkburn and Oregon Premier against Bianco Savalos and Westside Metros, trying to make those adjustments and get ready for the second half. Well, we'll take a break here for halftime. The Tualatin Hills Rec Center, a scoreless game. This is the U17 championship between Oregon Premier and Westside Metros. Back in a few for the second half here on Oregon Sports Beat. Scoreless game here at Tualatin Hills Rec Center. It's the U17 Boys State Cup Final, Oregon Premier against Westside Metros. Both teams have created some decent scoring chances, a few bounces here or there. Both teams looking to make some adjustments in their tents right now, resting and talking X's and O's and adjustments for this second half. We're happy to have you along with us here on Oregon Sports Read. Our broadcast today brought to you by some of our valued sponsors. Thank you to Skyhawk Sports Oregon, the nation's leading provider of youth sports programs for ages 4 to 14 years. Visit them at skyhawks.com. That's Skyhawks Sports Oregon. And it's also brought to you by Bazooka Goals. Thank you to Bazooka Goals, a high-end sports brand supplying the retail market on an international basis. Visit them at bazookagoal.com. Our coverage also not possible without SportsPin International. Thank you to SportsPin International, designing top quality award products since 1980. Visit them at sportspins.com. Our coverage of the 2024 Oregon Youth Soccer Association State Cup not possible without the help of the Soccer Parenting Association. Thank you to the Soccer Parenting Association, inspiring players by empowering parents. Visit them at soccerparenting.com. And a thank you to Tercey's Soccer, Portland Original Soccer Store. It's Tercey's Soccer. Visit them at terceysoccer.com. That's TURSISSOCCER.com. And a thank you to VIO, making sports technology accessible to all. Visit them at VIO.com. That's VEO.com. Again, it's halftime here of a scoreless game. It's the U17 Boys Championship between Oregon Premier and Westside Metros. We'll be back in just a few minutes for the second half. It should come down to the wire, a thrilling State Cup Final here in the Oregon Sports Beat. Second half now, seconds away on Oregon Sports Beat. It's the boys U17 2024 State Cup Final between Oregon Premier and Westside Metros. Chris Clayton and Tony Vandermeer here with you. Happy to have you along with us for this championship match. Through 45 minutes the first half. It's a scoreless game so far. Tony, what stood out to you in the first half?
Well, I think the half was split up in halves, where the first half equal play, and Westside Metro did fairly well in terms of high press. They worked the ball off of OPFC and had a few chances at scoring. And then the second half, maybe the last 20 minutes, clearly OPFC was finding their rhythm. Their double pivot was holding the ball, and they're trying to find the ways that they want to attack and break down Westside Metro. But it also didn't feel like it was an imminent goal was coming. So there's all to play for in this game. I think both sides should be feeling good about where they're at.
This is a OPFC team that beat Westside Metros twice this year, 5-0 and 5-1. It's an OPFC team that's come up short the last couple years in this State Cup Final. They're second place in the United States Youth Soccer National Pro Tournament, and they've already qualified for nationals this summer in Orlando. But Westside Metros with a huge opportunity here to take down an elite Oregon Premier club. And a win here for Westside would qualify them for regionals in Hawaii this summer as well.
So as I was looking at some of the results of the State Cup play, the group play, the quarters and semifinals, I don't think Westside Metro won a match by more than one goal. So they're used to being in really tight games. They came out of their group as second place from the group, and then won the quarters and semis by 1 goal wins, I believe that was. And OPFC, I think, you know, the more experienced in terms of playing together, they had an easier route, even though they had some close games. But I think they're comfortable in their own skin as the way they want to play. But as we get deeper into the second half, it'll be interesting to see if it stays 0-0 or if Westside Metro even pulls a goal lead, how OPFC.
Oregon Premier with wins over United PDX 4-0 and PCU 2-0 in the quarters and semis.
Go ahead and use your moto.
Possession for Oregon Premier. They are in those white kits with blue shorts. It's Westside Metro's in red. Down to the feet of Erdem. He goes out to Watts. Here's where he's dangerous today. Out wide on the right side. Plays it in and knocked away off the foot of Garcia. And a throw in for Westside. Gained by
As OPFC feels like they may be taking more control of the game, you're able to see playing. But Kean Stone also, as his partner, he's been a good ball winner. What that's allowed is the right and left fullback for OPFC to get forward and get connected with the right winger, and that's how they're able to find Watts so frequently on that wing.
And when you say double pivot, can you describe to viewers what you're talking about there?
They have two center midfielders that are sitting side by side, and they're deep, and they're protecting the two center fullbacks. So they create a nice little square. They work together. So by winning the ball and thinking about blocking defense and then finding how they want to find the point of attack, it allows OPFC to get their outside fullbacks forward. Some squads want to have more players forward, and they'll just play with a single pivot, and then they'll play a two midfielders in front of them. But this is the way that OPFC and this team has been designed. They played this way probably for 3 years together. And again, like I say, it just allows them to have some offensive stability by getting their outside fullbacks overlapping, which is the way the game's being played all over the world these days.
And OPFC has a throw-in now in the final third. It's Wesley Watts. Down to the feet of Westbury. Trying to get free, but it's knocked down the other way. Battle for it off the head of Novak. Ola Falter able to get it for Westside. Wow.
It has been a clean, respectful game, easy one, to be honest, for the official to call. But we're not in the last 15 minutes with a 0-0 tie yet. We'll see what we come up with.
Yeah, typically these type of games, it'll be clean for a lot of it, and then once we get, like you said, to the final 15-10 minutes, that's when no holds barred. Chaos breaks loose, and that's when the referees become really important down the stretch.
Absolutely. And our center today has done a real good game. He's in position the whole time. Hasn't had a ton of tough calls to make, but I can't see any that's been egregious. There's our Watts again.
Yep, Watts knocking it towards the middle, trying to cross it in, and it was deflected out of play by Halloran Steiner. And a corner for Oregon Premier. Taken by Sarp Erdem, junior from Riverdale High School. Actually, no, they will send Leo Novak. No, that is Darby Geller, the left back. He actually played on Westside Metros last year.
Oh, really? I did catch that in the run-up to the game.
Sends in the cross. Dangerous ball. It's still loose. And Westside able to clear it away. But still possession for Oregon Premier. Had a few of those situations. Dangerous balls bouncing in the box, and Westside's able to come up with a chaotic clearance.
Yeah, the last one coming off a corner kick. It was so crowded that it would have been real hard for OPFC to get a clear shot.
Yeah. Yeah, to your point, there haven't been a ton of panic defensive plays yet in this game. For the most part, both teams holding pretty strong defensively in the back line. Take back to Watts. Possession taken away by Lozano. And the pressure pays off. Quickly cross in. Dangerous position here to Watts. To his right foot. Knocked away. Still loose. Watts again. Deflected back. Right-footed shot. Knocked away. A new keeper in there. That's Matthew Ray coming up with the saves for Westside.
Now we got some excitement and adrenaline flowing here. That was well done. Watts maybe need to put it just a little closer to the post to finish that off, but he stuck with it and got a second bite. That was blocked. Westside Metro is behind the ball with numbers.
And Westbury also had a pretty good shot at it towards more the back of the box. Couldn't finish it off. Now they lob in a cross. Headed high in the air. Cleared away. Westside Metro's holding strong about 7 minutes into this second half. We're still in a scoreless game here in the U17 State Cup Final. So the first half, it was Mason Schinderly, the goalie for Westside Metros. They go with Matthew Ray here in the second, and he was challenged here within the first 10 minutes. It's from Horizon Christian High School.
He did well when the ball did finally get through. It was going to the corner, and he got himself extended to get that thing knocked out.
And another corner opportunity for this tall, athletic Oregon Premier squad. Not that Westside Metros isn't as athletic, obviously, but as we pointed out earlier, OPFC has the height advantage here today. Let's see if they can take advantage here. Go to Subzalian. He'll cross it in. Knocked away by Lou.
Well done on Lou's part. Westside Metro, excuse me, OPFC, they've changed up how they're doing their corner kicks, just trying to change as much as they can.
And speed of Kean Stone, someone you pointed out as part of the pivot who's done a great job today. He's able to get to that ball to keep possession with OPFC. Stone with the ball at his feet again, down to Watts. Lozano with the play defensively.
Yeah, I think as Westside Metro's back 4, maybe back 6 players that are having to defend so much, they're going to need the guys up front to hold the ball a little bit better and not give the ball away so easily up top for Westside Metro.
Possession in the back line defensively. That's Kellick Hesselin who had it. He goes all the way now down to the keeper in Fox Mason. This is Castillo. Played all the way back to Ray. Feet of Waddle, trapped it well. Stone putting on a decisive move. Played it down to Erdem. Erdem on the right side. Looked like he was trying for a shot there from a difficult angle. That one goes sailing up and out of play.
I think what he's trying to do is just drive the ball hard across goal mouth to see if something good could happen. Just got away from him.
Yep. About 11 minutes into the second half here. Still scoreless in the final between OPFC and Westside. White sends that one out of play into the bleachers and a throw in for OPFC. And the pressure of Falter getting after it and a throw in for OPFC. And we're coming up on 12 minutes into the second half now. And just as a note, overtime is in play here. 2 15-minute periods, no golden goal, and then it would go to PKs to decide the U17 State Cup champions. Nice move, the hesitation on the far side, crosses in, driven along the turf and controlled by Ray. And the rain's starting to cascade down once again here in Tualatin. O'Byrne getting after it. Geller headed it out of play. Westside with another throw in.
So as this game has settled down and OPFC has kind of put their stamp on it or control, their two forwards up top, Halter and Lara, are getting pulled away from their back 8, and so it's just hard for them to keep any possession, and it's hard to get behind the ball and defend as a group in their attacking half like they did so well the first 20 minutes of the first half. And so this is it's a slog, I think, at this point for Westside Metro in terms of having to chase the game as much as they are.
Yeah, it feels like they're kind of stuck in a rut here, trying to break out of it. Not a bad chance here. They'll have a free kick.
I do look for the ball to get driven deep into the box. This is the way that Westside's going to have a chance to maybe get a goal.
It's played in by Held, knocked away. That was Jose Held who took the free kick. And there goes OPFC looking for a counter. Trying to get it forward to Watts. But a sprinting Garcia slides and throw in for Oregon Premier. Watts wasting no time. Towards Portillo, no, back to Watts. Portillo, another player that played on Westside last year that now plays for Oregon Premier. But a lot of these players know each other well from the club ranks and high school ranks. Small world, the soccer community in this area. Friendships and rivalries among these players battling out there on the pitch. Novak trying to play it down to Watts. Stepping in front defensively, that was Lozano. And Lozano's got possession now for Westside. What are the main adjustments you've noticed this second half for both these teams?
Well, for OPFC's part, I'm not so sure they made any adjustments. They just trust in who they are, and that they would get control of the game the way they did. And at that point, I'm not so sure Westside Metro, any adjustments they would try to make are going to stick, are going to take. I noticed their back eight, they're having to do a bunch of the defending. They're just saying, get the ball forward. Just let Lara and Offalter try to track a ball down.
In a game like this, that's all they need is just one time for Lara or a Falter to break free and make something happen. And that's what you pointed out earlier, Tony. You said this game, unfortunately, might just come down to one mistake.
We do have 3 subs coming in for Westside Metro. See if they keep the energy up, get a little bit more chance to press high.
Taylor, Aguilera, both subbing back in. Taylor, a big part of this team. The attack, as he's second on the team in goals. Nice move by Lozano, but promptly taken back by OPFC. Played all the way up to Portillo. Well defended by White. Throw in. Scoreless game here with about 28 minutes to go. 17 minutes into this second half. In the air, Taylor heads it. Trying to get it towards Lou, but it's to the feet of Geller. White comes out of a pack with it. Promptly taken right back by Erdem. Stone with a quick feed. Now threaded forward for Watts. Juking left, now back to the right. Watts crosses in. Dangerous header, but it sails high and outside. That was a great opportunity for Subzalian.
Great piece of work on the right flank there, getting Watts isolated, and it was a great driven ball as well. It's a little bit too high.
So we stay scoreless. Falter trying to track it down. He's able to Taylor. His pass thwarted down defensively by Novak. There's a whistle, and that's against Westside.
So at this point, it's still 0-0, obviously, and if you wonder if nerves are going to start taking over and change the technical ability of players out here, or get a real nervous back and forth game going, that's not happening. Both teams are playing within themselves and doing what they're trying to accomplish, what they do under great defensive pressure on both sides of the ball.
Ball off board, dangerous but knocked away. It was a really nice ball on the pass by Kean Stone, and the sliding Subzalian not able to get it down that time.
And they're finding OPFC. They're finding time on the ball from midfield and are trying to get that ball back post. And a couple of near misses.
It feels like OPFC has really taken control, creating some huge opportunities. Stays like this, it honestly feels like Oregon Premier is kind of due for a goal.
It does feel like that. And for my part, the Westside Metro defended valiantly, giving the ball away a little bit too much, too often. And as OPFC looks to maybe serve more balls into the box, looking for the Westside Metro's new goalkeeper to be a little bit stronger off his line. Marshall's box with a little bit more assertion.
Lozano on the move, trying to cross in, but right into the grasp of the keeper Mason. Creative passing there to create that cross between Lozano and Lou. Novak with the ball at his feet. Lobbing it into the attacking third. Up to Watson, he'll get a throw in for OPFC. Quickly coming up on the halfway point of this second half. It'll be a sub. Sheffield will come into the game for Oregon Premier, replacing Erdem. Now down to Stone. Well done, he keeps it in play. Heading it down, and the ball deflects and it finds the net! Oregon Premier finally breaks through.
That was well done by Kean Stone, winning the ball and just getting the ball served hard across on the ground. Well played, well-deserved goal.
I think that was, trying to figure out what number that was able to finish that off. I think that was James Portillo.
I think you're right, Chris.
Like 10.
He did well running across the defender at just the right time as Stone's ball came across the face of the goal.
Actually, maybe Subzalian 11.
I'm going to defer to you.
Okay, it's hard to see who finished that one off. But a great Kean Stone, to your point, really set that play up. And Matthew Ray not able to get to it. So Oregon Premier takes a 1-0 lead. I think that was Jahan Subzalian, who's had some great opportunities in this game. South Eugene High School junior, taking advantage of Kean Stone, making a great play there on the inline. All the way forward for Leon Liu. On the right side, Westside looking to answer. Halfway through this first half. High cross, dangerous, and just leaks in front of the net. A falter got a piece of it off a beautiful ball by Liu. Now Lozano ripping it forward. A falter again, that sails high.
Oh, that was such a great touch when that ball came back post on Offalter's part. And then he had a second chance, second bite at it.
How about the quick response by Westside? Wasting no time, down a goal. And the pressure, Leon Liu trying to make something happen. To give credit to Westside Metros, they didn't react deflated off of that goal. They just went right back to it. But here's Oregon Premier back with it with Sheffield in the 18. Oliver White battling defensively. The two number 27s. A throw in for OPFC.
That was a great ball by Westbury on the quick counterattack. Getting the ball played forward in a danger space.
Right-footed strike, wide, off to the left. And a goal kick for Westside.
It'll be interesting to see. Excuse me. It's interesting to see how this game transitions a bit. There's a saying, goals change games. So now with the goal and Westside Metro under the pressure of having to get forward and get a goal, see how this game unfolds or evolves. I don't think OPFC is going to change anything. They're probably just going to keep on trying to get forward and score.
Taylor off the left side to a falter. Uh-oh, nobody there. Miscommunication there between the two leading scorers in the team of Falter and Taylor.
Yeah, they're staying together though. They're trying to both own what they could have done better on that.
20 minutes to go. It's a 1-goal lead for Oregon Premier. Taylor down to a falter, back to Taylor. Left-footed shot right to the grasp of Fox Mason, the team captain, goalkeeper. Off the back of Sheffield. And played back down long the other way. Halloran Steiner. Here's Erdem. Trying to put on a move. Taylor gets it to Lou. Towards the middle, falters on a run. But well defended. Step for step with him there was Kellick Heslin. Center back from Mountainside High School, a junior there.
Couple of unnerving moments for OPFC in terms of getting passes deflected. Back to possession for Westside Metro.
And a corner kick now for Westside. Oliver White will take it. White is a junior at Westview High School. Drives in the cross, deflected back towards White. They'll take a left-footed shot, and it just went off to the right. Look for a moment there like some serious danger, as it was Mason, the keeper, who realized he couldn't get it, but thankfully for OPFC, it's off the side of the net. Feels like that's the type of shot it's going to take against this OPFC defense and the keeper in Mason.
Sure, you're something that's knocked down in the box, and Westside Metro just tries to battle for a knock at just the right time. The way OPFC did on their goal. Just wanted a little bit more. We are at the point where there's a whole lot more instructions coming from the sidelines from both benches in terms of how we're going to handle the situation here with almost 15 minutes left.
Watts trying to put on a move, well defended by Lozano. Throw in for Westside. Falter trying to knock it back to Lozano, but it's out of bounds. And OPFC throwing it in the final third. Westbury trying to get it to Sheffield. Stone, quick ball to Westbury. He's dangerous. His pass trying to get it over to Erdem is knocked back. Erdem now has it. Got it from Geller. Erdem to the end line. And a corner kick for OPFC.
Been watching the partnership that Waddle and Liam Stone have, and Liam's been getting forward a little bit more this second half and causing havoc. He led to that first goal, and some of the pressure just happened for OPFC.
Yeah, Kean Stone's just a sophomore at Jesuit High School. He played the Timbers Academy most recently. He's a state runner-up as part of the Jesuit Crusaders high school program losing to Lake Ridge in the state championship. Series of moves. Erdem drives it across, headed down by Taylor. O'Byrne didn't really get a clean piece of it, but he's still able to track it down. Westside looking for a quick throw in here. O'Byrne launches in towards a falter. Trying to head it on to Lou, but Westside still maintaining possession, working it down the sideline.
Yeah, it does feel under the pressure of these last 15 minutes of the game that OPFC is going to just play cautious, play the ball out to touch when need be.
It's a 1-0 lead here. Just as you pointed out, Tony, 15 minutes to go. Watts will sub out. He's replaced by Enzo Morse. Westside down a goal. Looking to create. Lou crosses in, but it's off target on top of the net. Fox Mason looking to hang on to his clean sheet here today. He's also a sophomore at Jesuit High School. Played in the Timbers Academy a couple years. A bright future for him, and he's hasn't had to have any really spectacular saves yet in this game, but he's getting the job done as part of this elite Oregon Premier backline and defensive unit. A throw in for Stone. Taylor battling with Erdem. O'Byrne trying to get to it. There's a whistle. That's a foul against Westbury and Oregon Premier. Erdem to Waddle, quickly trying to get it forward. Well done by Garcia, stepping in front. Hesitation move, but Erdem was ready for it. Now drives a beautiful ball forward all the way to Sheffield in the 18. Sheffield, what a move shot, leaks by for goal number 2, OPFC. That's Vance Sheffield.
That was great work by Erdem, winning the ball, keeping the ball clean, and getting his forward played forward. Goalkeeper raised, slamming the turf, and feel like he should have probably made the save on that. But you can't take away the way OPFC countered so quickly and so effectively.
Sheffield, the junior striker from LaSalle High School. Multiple hat trick this season for OPFC, also a big-time basketball player for LaSalle. And he comes up with a goal off it. Beautiful pass by Erdem. Sarp Erdem put that one on the money forward for Sheffield.
It's been a great battle, I think, pretty much the whole game. Erdem and Lozano for Westside Metro. And both of them equally successful in the 50-50 balls, but Erdem came up strong in that one.
Sheffield getting it forward off the right side, trying to find Morse. But there is Lozano stepping up defensively. He'll go all the way to Lou. Well defended there by Heslin. Now a falter with it. About 12 minutes to go. Of course, there'll be an extra few minutes at the end. But we're at the about 33-minute mark here in the second half. And it's a 2-0 lead for OPFC here in the State Cup Final. Both the goals coming in the second half from Jahan Sabzalian and Vance Sheffield.
Yeah, that ball from Erdem was great, getting Sheffield played forward, but there was a little bit more work for him to do, and the way he cut the ball back to get his strike on goal was excellent work.
There's a whistle and a card given to O'Byrne.
Little bits of end of the game frustration. Nothing too malicious, just trying to slow him down. Professional foul, we'll call it.
Yeah, that's a bit of a frustrating result here if Westside can't get a couple miraculous goals. They played such a great first half and have battled with OPFC, a nationally elite club program. 5-0 and 5-1. OPFC beating Westside this season, and this one a lot closer. Still over 10 minutes to go, of course. Erdem lobbing it in. Another good ball there off the foot of Erdem, but a goal kick for Westside.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to get it forward to Lou. Leon Lou's got it at his feet. He's in the 18. Lou kicked away by Mason.
And Lou did very well. The way that Westside Metro's resorting to have to play is just try to spring those two forwards up top. For the quick counter, he knew there wasn't a whole lot to do except to take the shot on. Put a lot of pressure with the shot.
Oregon Premier trying to hang on here with the 36-minute mark here in the second half. Stick it down to Erdem. He's been a big catalyst here in the second half for this team offensively, as is Kean Stone, of course. Subzalian back to Stone. Right foot shot. Oh, good velocity on that one, but just a bit off to the right.
Yeah, I think Kean Stone's having a good time out here this afternoon. He is picking his spots to get forward. My hunch is that's something Coach Hochburn talked to him about at halftime when the game was still 0-0, to find his spots to get forward, knowing that Waddle's going to still be back there to keep some control or some defensive structure.
Yeah, you pointed it out in the first half when this game was still scoreless, just how good Waddle and Stone were playing. So you called it. They've been a difference maker here in the second half as well. There's a whistle and a foul called against OPFC. Westside will have a free kick.
Well done by the official. Tried to play advantage, and when it didn't really materialize, went ahead and made the call.
Taylor will take the free kick. Coming up on the 38-minute mark here in the second half. It's a 2-0 lead for Oregon Premier. And here's Taylor. Off his right foot, that's high. Went on net with it. Couldn't keep it down.
Yeah, Mason Fox, he's had himself a good game. Not a lot to do, but when he was called on to make that save a few moments ago, came up big with his kick save. And he had that shot covered too, in terms of knowing it was going to go over the goal. Big, solid, confident player, Mason Fox.
Yeah, Fox Mason, a captain, just a sophomore. Fall forward, trying to get to a falter and just getting a piece of it off the head of Leo Novak. Munoz O'Byrne now down for Aguilera. Falter battling in the box and cleared away. Launched it towards the Westside bench. Up to the 39-minute mark here in the second half. Erdem subs out. Coming in for him, Hakan Retzloff.
So it really is pretty impressive. All these players, they still have 1 or 2 years of high school soccer to play as well. Yeah. Those, the 2 sophomores that have been so important for OPFC. Fox Mason, I got his name reversed earlier, and Stone being sophomores. The Jesuit high coach, I'm sure, is pretty happy with where he's sitting there. Also notice you talk about kids driving up from the valley, a couple kids from Crescent Valley High School. Coach Merton down there is probably real pleased that they're coming back for another year.
Here's Sheffield, dangerous. He's a junior at LaSalle High School. He's already got 1 goal, a series of moves. Deflected towards Retzloff, but into the grasp of Ray, the keeper.
Yeah, he did have that move where he cut back with his outside foot like he did with the goal he scored. Probably should have pulled the trigger at that point, but.
Maybe 1 too many moves.
Yeah.
It's a foul, and that's against Westside.
But I like the way he's able to change his pace and put moves in while he's keeping his speed up, running with the ball.
Approaching the 41-minute mark here in the second half. Both of OPFC's goals coming in the second half. Kellick Hesselin takes the free kick. Sabzali on right-footed strike. Oh, what a finish! His second goal, a beauty.
Well taken shot. Running with the ball at speed, keeping the speed up, and just getting that in the upper bin.
Jahan Sabzalian, the South Eugene High School junior. Bangs it in the top right corner, and it's 3-0 OPFC. Oregon Premier coming up short the last 2 years in this State Cup Final, despite all the success they've had in regional and national tournaments. Not able to win this State Cup the last couple years, and their motivation and hunger has been evident in this second half. Just a few minutes away now from taking home the trophy.
It was absolutely a fair result. OPFC feels like it's going to come away with the win here. But the effort that Westside Metro made this whole match really commendable.
Yeah.
Coach Sabalo, she's done a great job with this group, keeping them together as they came together, and coming out of 4th place in winter play and 2nd place out of group play to get to the final. Speaks to some of the accomplishment that these kids were able to pull together for themselves.
Yeah, they just came together, a well-coached team playing their best soccer here in the postseason, beating FC Portland 3-1, Hillsborough Rush 3-0 to get to this championship game, and then they were scoreless with Oregon Premier through the first half before even actually about 65 minutes into this one, we were still scoreless until OPFC broke through. So give credit to Westside. This is a Oregon Premier team that has a lot of one-sided wins, and Westside really made them work for it today. Put up a great fight. As the driving rain started to come down here in Tualatin. This is probably the hardest it's rained all day. Well, all in this game, I should say. I haven't been here all day, so couldn't tell you, but it is pouring down rain now.
Springtime in Oregon.
Yep.
You can't use superlatives too crazy about the weather because you're going to get changed up again.
Retzloff battling with White on the far side. There's coming up now on the 44-minute mark in the second half. See how much extra time is added down the stretch. As we come down to the conclusion here in the closing minutes, I'd like to give a thank you to Skyhawks Sports Oregon, the nation's leading provider of youth sports programs for ages 4 to 14 years. You can visit them at skyhawks.com. That's Skyhawks Sports Oregon. OPFC looking to kill time in the corner here with just a few minutes to go. We'd also like to give a thank you to Bazooka Goals, a high-end sports brand supplying the retail market on an international basis. Visit them at bazookagoal.com. And also a thank you to Sports Pins International, designing top quality award products since 1980. Visit them at sportspins.com. Over on the right side, this is Luke Lightington. Puts it in, and it's knocked away off to the left side.
You want me to come help you?
And a thank you to the Soccer Parenting Association, inspiring players by empowering parents. Visit them at soccerparenting.com. And of course, thank you to Tercey's Soccer, Portland's original soccer store. Visit them at terceysoccer.com. And finally, our broadcast here, with thanks to VIO, making sports technology accessible to all. Visit them at vio.com. That's VEO.com. Chris Clayton and Tony Vandermeer here with you at Tualatin Hills Rec Center. Field number 1 here, the turf fields. Been a great crowd on hand. Unfortunately, they're having to endure some driving, angry rain here. Hopefully subside as quick as possible.
Yeah, Chris, even though the rain is making the end of this a little bit of a challenge, this has been a great day of soccer here out at Tualatin Hills Rec Center. And, talking about how great of a season Westside Metro had to get to this final and give a great account for themselves. The setup that Oregon Premier Football Club's got going for themselves, and especially this age group, you can see that they've known exactly who they are, what they want to be in terms of their style of play. Coach Hochburn's done a great job keeping the group together, and they never showed any nerves at all, even though the game was 0-0, relatively deep into the second half before they broke that 0-0 tie. They just simply went about their business and were very effective. It was a fun game to watch.
Yeah, the goals coming from John Subzali on 2 of them. Kean Stone had a key assist and a couple of key passes. Sarp Erdem with a key assist as well. And Vance Sheffield coming up with one of those goals for this Oregon Premier Football Club. Still have one more championship game coming your way. We're looking forward to the boys U17 championship, hopefully under a little bit drier conditions. It'll be United PDX and Capital Football Club going toe-to-toe for the U16 championship.
And true to form, OPFC is killing this game off the way that an experienced, mature team does. In terms of keeping control of the ball, keeping it into the corner to waste some time, and spreading it all over the field. And this is a moment where it's just hard for Westside Metro to keep on chasing the game.